adjust this, okay? Okay, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you are new here, my name is Tiffany. If you are not new here, welcome back, and I'm happy that you're watching this video because I think this one's gonna be a very good, informative video. Gidget, come here. Come here. She's like, she doesn't like to be in front of the camera. I don't know why. Let me adjust this. Let me fix you guys. Do y'all see my dead plant right there? Like, yeah, I cannot keep plants alive for crap. Hey guys, what's up? So for today's video, this video is going to be kind of a lot of a talking through, but I feel like it's very good information that I want to share with you guys. So it's going to be pretty much like my tips, tricks, any kind of motivational advice to help you if you're starting your journey, if you're on your journey, if you're stuck in your journey to weight loss. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of backstory about me first before I jump straight into this, because when I started my journey, which was like 2.5 years ago, I kind of already knew and felt like what I was going for. Like, I was finally ready for this lifestyle change, and let me tell you, my life has changed freaking much since then. I have been overweight my whole entire life. I've been overweight growing up through high school. I've always gone to doctors. My mom would take me. They would always tell me, you know, your daughter needs to lose weight. She needs to be on a diet, blah, 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 all of that. And of course, never took it serious. I never took it serious or anything until towards the end of my 7-year relationship with my ex. So I was in a 7-year relationship, and let me tell you, in high school, I didn't know who I was, okay? I didn't know what I liked. I always felt like I needed everybody else's approval to feel beautiful, and high school was probably like my roughest time. And if I look back at it now, I wish I could have told myself back then, you know, don't let other people's judgment define who you are. And that speaks to me clearly, because now I am like this carefree, like, I love myself, I'm proud of myself, and I'm a warrior. Plain and simple. We're gonna keep it as that. So anyways, I started my journey after my 7-year relationship. I was with somebody for 7 years, and then towards the end of it, I had started doing cosmetology. I liked hair, and I started doing hair, and I started finding myself, started making friends, started pretty much finding things that I loved to do, and I didn't feel like I was defined by another person on how to live my own life. And so towards the end of that relationship was when I really started wanting to change my life around and get healthy. And, you know, because I turned to food for anything and everything. Anything that stressed me out, I turned to food. It was so emotional, and I was just lost. I was so lost within myself. I'm not saying because of that breakup is what made me get into fitness, because that's not what it was at all, but it was a push, and it was what I needed at that time to really go out on my own. And I thank God for that, because now I'm like in a happy relationship with my boyfriend now, and you know, we're doing great. I'm doing great. He lets me be me, and that's the best, you know. That's what anybody hopes for, you know, in a relationship. So started my journey. I already knew what I was gonna do. I already had my, you know, my game plan. I was like, I'm gonna do. Let me tell you, I did not realize the things that I would go through in this journey. Like, these 2.5 years have been, it's been a whirlwind of self-discovery, of growing, of trial and error, of failing more times than I can even think of crying, of laughing, smiling, coming out and being the woman I am today, building confidence, like finding what makes me happy, everything. So if you're starting your journey in this, like, my best advice to you is this is my number one. We're going to jump straight into these tips. So my number one best advice would be be true to yourself. Be realistic. Don't let other people judge you and define you off of their judgment. Do not, if you think you are doing something right and it's working for you in your journey, then keep to it, stick to it. Do not let other people tell you any different, because like I said, this is trial and error. You're going to learn on your own what works for you, and what doesn't work for you. Now, my second tip is to do your research, guys. So when I started my journey, I researched anything and everything that I had a question about. So if it was like how to do a squat, I would write that down in my phone, I would write that down in my journal, and I would research it, how to do a squat, and I would practice it at home. Healthy foods, I didn't know what the heck to eat. I didn't even know where to start. I was so stuck on regular Dr. Pepper and sunflower seeds, and I was eating like crap, eating out morning, lunch, and dinner. Like, I didn't know what was healthy, what wasn't healthy. I didn't know the difference between good carbs and bad carbs, good fats and bad fats. And I didn't learn none of this overnight. Do not stress over things that you do not know yet about, because you're going to discover things. But it's going to be something that you have to do to get to that point, to discovering it. It's not going to just be overnight. So definitely research every night. I did that. Every day I had a question about something, I'd research it, or I'd ask somebody who's in fitness, or I had friends who, worked out. So number 2, this goes into my next tip, is when you're starting your journey, it is okay to have your friends work out with you and, motivate each other, push each other to work out. But the moment that you rely on them to make progress in your journey, you've already lost the whole point of why you're doing something. So I had to learn that the hard way, because I depended on other people on going to the gym. I depended on other people to make me feel comfortable in the gym to work out. And I've lost so much time. There was so many times where I didn't go because my friends were going, so then that would lead to me just binge eating, or just, going drinking, doing something else because they didn't want to go. This is something that is seriously a one mindset thing, and it's only you that can make it happen for yourself. Only you can be strict on yourself. Only you can to be determined and set those goals and conquer them. Nobody else can do them for you but you. Going to the gym, it is hard at first, but get uncomfortable. That's where progression happens. That's where you grow, is doing something uncomfortable, and then you get comfortable with that and do something else that's uncomfortable, and it's just, you keep going. So my tip number 3 is what I would say that helped me is whenever I first started, I created a plan for myself. I'm a very big journal person. Like, I like to write everything down, because if I see it, I do it. So, and if I just try to tell myself like, oh, you're gonna do this and that, I won't remember it. So I like to write everything down. So my my third tip was to create a plan for yourself. Sorry guys, create healthy habits. So how I did this was, I started off with, what are the bad things that I'm eating? What are the things that I'm doing that aren't healthy? And you feel like, okay, I'm ready to start somewhere. Create a meal plan for yourself. Create your fitness plan. Create when you're gonna go work out. Create whenever your downtime is, to do more research. And that's what I did. I found the times that worked for me to work out. There is time to work out, so don't give me that excuse that there's not any time, because there is. And you just have to find it and when it works for you, and then you have to create the habit of making sure that you get up at that time, if it's early in the morning to go, or if it's late at night, to make sure that you have the mentality in your head, oh, I still have to go to the gym, as your daily routine. So I started by going to the gym 3 times a week. I would just run on the treadmill. I couldn't even run 30 seconds, but I would run. I would do just machines that I already knew how to do. Of course, I was scared to do any other machines that I didn't know how to do, but over time, you get comfortable in the gym, and it just takes that very first step into getting into the gym and actually working out. I feel like for sure I did some home workouts. I worked out at home so I could get comfortable with my body, with just movements, because I felt like I looked stupid when I would work out a certain way or do a certain thing. So for sure, practice at home, work out at home, and if you're too scared to go to the gym, go to the park and work out there as well. But build that confidence to going into the gym is going to help you, but you have to start somewhere first. Also told myself, okay, like, you love Dr. Pepper. I can't just quit overnight, because let's be real, you're just going to start drinking it again. So I started only drinking Dr. Pepper when I went out to eat for dinner. And I would drink water the whole day. And then I would reward myself by drinking a Dr. Pepper. Now, of course, now today, that's still like, I think about it now, and I'm actually proud of myself for doing that, because over time, you start setting goals, you start setting healthy habits. And that's what goes into my number 4 motivational, is to set goals for yourself, small little goals. So when you start out or during your journey and you feel like you're stuck in a rut or whatever the case is, for me, I felt like, because I didn't know how to do certain workouts, or I didn't know what the heck I was doing back then. So I literally just set small goals that I did know. And on the treadmill or the elliptical, I would set a goal like, okay, I'm going to do 5 minutes today of straight running, or I'm going to do a minute of straight running, and I'm going to add a minute each week. So every day I went in, I got on the treadmill and I ran for a minute for a whole week, a minute a week, like, and then the second week I did it for 2 minutes. Like, that's how I started. Stairmaster was another one. For me, I couldn't do 20 seconds. I felt like my legs were fixing to like run off from my body, because that's how bad it hurt, and I was sore and I was breathing hard and I felt embarrassed. But I made it a goal to get on the Stairmaster every single day for 30 seconds. And I worked my way up to a minute, to 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Like, I set those small goals that distracted my mind from not seeing progress yet in the gym. So like, for me, that's what helped, because I know when you start working out, you want to see things happen overnight. You want to see them happen in a week, in a month. And let me tell you, patience is key, because it's not going to happen like that. And if you keep failing and you keep giving in, and you're just prolonging your results. So definitely, set some goals that are going to distract you, because you're too focused on reaching that goal, and then the results will come. They will happen. My weight started dropping whenever I started setting goals and focusing on goals on the machines and weights and stuff. And then that's when everything started happening for me. My next big tip would be to, now this is kind of like up to you. For me, I didn't do this, but this is something I would recommend if you're starting out, or it is, keep your weight loss journey private. Because for me, I felt like I was so into it that I wanted to inspire others, and I wanted to put myself out there. And because this goes into when I said that I needed other people's approval in order to feel good about myself. So I was still in that state of mind when I had started my journey. So you have to remember that. Like, I just put everything out there. And I feel like I made that mistake because, I felt like I was letting people down whenever I was like eating something that wasn't healthy, or I was out drinking, or I did a lot of it from Snapchat. That's actually where I started posting a lot of things. There was numerous times where I failed, and I felt like it was a lot of pressure on me, because so many people were looking up to me that I felt like I was letting them down, and there was no way of telling them that I was letting them down. And or if I didn't post enough, it's a lot of pressure when you put your journey out there. But also, like, in another sense, just from with like family and friends, like, you like, people judge really quickly, and they're quick to judge, and they see you out eating or something. Say I was out eating and it was my cheat day, and or my treat meal, whatever, and only I know that, you don't know that. But say you saw me out and you saw me eating that, then I would get a lot of judgment like that, because people would think that, oh, she's not doing what she says she's doing on Snapchat. Let me tell you something, guys. My life ain't perfect. Nobody's life is perfect. And I have my bad days and I have my good days. And I've had my many failed attempts. I've had my binge eating days. I've had days where I just wanted to give up and I felt like I couldn't do it. Like, you're going to have those days. And that's the raw, honest truth. And that was something that I was too scared to even put out there, to share that this is not easy. Like, this is hard, and you you don't always feel 100% in everything that you do. You know, I got judged a lot. I've got comments made to me at the gym. I've got a lot of things thrown at me, but the one thing is I stayed true to myself. And every single time, yes, I would have my downfall to where I was like, I'm not doing this no more. And then I would like get remotivated or find something else to keep my mind busy. And that takes me back to setting goals. Like that's what I did. Anytime I felt defeated, I would set a new goal for another machine or something else, and I would just put my focus towards that. And so yeah, just I mean that's totally up to you. I mean, because a lot of people are already confident in their bodies, and that's amazing. You know, you already feel beautiful, you already feel, but there is a lot of people who don't feel beautiful, and I was one of those people. So yeah, I feel like now I still like to, I put my journey out there still and everything, but now I feel more content and I'm 100% with myself, that I know I am not going to be dishonest with you guys. Like I've just learned to enjoy life. I've learned to enjoy life and eat the foods I want to eat and work out hard and go hard at it and not bullshit myself. You know when you're bullshitting yourself. So let's be real, you know? And then my two last things I would like to share with you guys. Sorry this video is so long. I feel like it's just me talking a lot and y'all are getting like so bored. But my last two would be, the first one would be meal prep. So if you are meal prepping and you're making your meals ahead of time, you do not give your mind any thought process on what am I going to make to eat. And I know it is so much easier to go and grab that unhealthy food in the fridge because it's there. I know it's so much easier to go to a fast food restaurant and grab something unhealthy and just be able to eat and get full and feel satisfied. But if you meal prep your meals ahead of time, and I'm talking about like chicken, rice, broccoli, vegetables. I mean, vegetables and chicken and ground beef you cannot go wrong with. If you are meal prepping your meals ahead of time, that is going to help you train yourself to not only portion control, but to grab that and eat it. And it's going to help you get away from everything else that's in your fridge, where it's going to build more healthier habits of not wanting to reach things like that. So like my boyfriend, he doesn't eat healthy. So when I cook, I make like two different meals sometimes, or I substitute some things that, you know, that I can eat that he's eating. But I meal prepped so much when I first started that it helped me like not want to grab the bad things in the fridge. It's helped me not want to snack so much because I took the time to really learn about nutrition. And that's important, is learning about nutrition. I started off, when I remember, I was eating snacks that I thought were healthy and they weren't healthy, but I didn't learn that until like later on. And that's why I'm saying like you're gonna learn as you go. So in order to succeed, you gotta fail numerous times. You know, the more you fail, the better, because you're learning and you're getting more closer and you're getting more knowledge to bettering yourself every single day. This is a non-stop journey. This is not something that you just, okay, I just want to reach a certain weight and then that's it, because you still got to maintain that weight, or you still have to maintain the goals that you're trying to reach as well. Learning about nutrition is a big thing. I didn't learn it overnight. I tried keto. I tried just doing like a low carb. I tried doing just shakes and smoothies. I tried a lot of things. You know, keto worked, it helped me, but it wasn't healthy for my mindset, because I was still eating not dirty, but I was still eating bad things on keto. Even though it was keto, it just wasn't good for my body. And there's so many healthy nutritional things that I could be enjoying, but because I couldn't have those things because of the restriction of keto, then it was driving me nuts, guys. Like it was driving me nuts. But I do say that is a cool like diet that will help you lose weight. If you're wanting to lose weight, or if you're stuck, then I would totally recommend trying keto, because it did work for me. But for my mindset and my experience and just being a binge eater and all of that, it just wasn't helping me in those terms. Definitely build a relationship with nutrition. That takes time, and I'll probably do a video on, you know, how to set a meal plan. The last thing I want to tell you guys is, whenever you're looking for inspiration from other people, make sure you're looking at people who are raw, who are in the journey, and they are sweaty. They're not trying to hide nothing. Like they're showing you what exactly it is, because it is a completely different thing when you see somebody doing a workout and you're just like, oh, that's pretty cool, that's easy, and you do it, and it takes a lot more mental, it takes a lot more mind to muscle connection, it takes a lot from you, and it takes willpower to want to keep finishing your sets and finish your reps and not cheating yourself in those sets or reps. And find like a couple of people that I follow, is one of them's Gracie's Journey. I love her. I've seen her journey and she stays true and raw to herself. Another one is Nancy's Journey. Her as well, she's like she's learning a lot about herself, and I love that. I love seeing these influencers that are true in their journey, because I feel like in today's world, like there's so many influencers, and I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody or anything, but from my perspective and my opinion, like when I open my Instagram, I see fitness, models. I see people who are already fit and they've built a lot to get to their journey. But we're in present day. We are not in the past. So you don't see nothing from the past. You don't see their past, everything they went through to get to where they're at today. You only see what is today. And that's what I feel like people's are intentions, and that's what you think of how you should look, or going to the gym wearing makeup, or making sure you're wearing cute clothes, or you should have a big butt, or I feel like beauty is not defined by none of that. And try to find people that are going through their journey right now, because that's where you are at. If you are starting your journey and you're on your journey, like even for me right now, I follow the people that are on their journey, because that's where you learn and you grow, because you feel comfortable and you feel confident, and you should, because you're seeing that you're not the only one that's going through this. Trust me, there's a lot of people out there who are going through it, and a lot of people message me and they're like, you've lost a lot of weight, like I don't have the willpower, I don't know how you did it, like you look great, and I always tell them, it's not the motivation that's helped me, it's being consistent, it's learning discipline, building healthy habits to get to where I'm at today. And even then, I have a whole past behind me too of how I got to where I'm at. And you're going to have a whole past behind you to get where you're going to get. So just keep that in mind, and don't let social media, don't let none of that make you feel like you're not good enough, or make you feel like you have to have a certain standard or look a certain way to go to the gym, or you have to know certain things, because everybody started somewhere in that point of time. And there's people that are older than you, younger than you, that just have way more life knowledge in general, because they've been here longer, they've got to learn things first, or or that are learning burly things now. So really keep that in mind. I hope that makes any sense, because I feel like that's one of the things like I try to express is, don't be your own person, be your own journey, be your own beautiful, and don't let anybody tell you any different, or tell you that you're not good enough, or that what you're doing is wrong. Okay, because there is no right or wrong ways of doing anything. It's just trial and error. You figure out what works best for you, and yeah, that's all. So I feel like I said everything I wanted to say. If you guys enjoyed this video, I want to be more personal with you guys and get more on this level and talk with y'all. I just feel like I'm kind of not like interesting, so I feel like not many people want to see this, but I'm gonna try to put more content out there that's more personal, share with you guys my life and my journey and things that I've gone through, and all of that. So make sure y'all keep an out for that, and I just hope to help be able to inspire somebody that you could inspire someone else. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up, all that jazz, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.